Hello students, welcome to the Mental Ability series, class 10th. Today we are doing the second part of lecture analogy. We have already completed part 1 where we have discussed multiple relations, how the things are related. We have discussed about how a man related to his profession, a worker related to his tool, a tool related to the operations, and the worker related to the output of that particular operation that they are doing. Till now, we have discussed multiple relation in this chapter. Now, this is part 2 of analogy, where we are going to discuss about letter analogy as well as number analogy, where we are going to discuss about how the alphabets are arranged certain in a certain manner so that they are forming a good relation with the number that is coming after it. So we have to identify that relation. As soon as we are able to find it, we will replicate the same in the given alternative options. I hope you are ready with the part 2 of analogy, and I hope you have already seen part 1, right? So in part 2 we are starting with the term letter analogy. So as the word suggests, letter analogy, in this we are going to deal with the questions in which, let's say, a ratio b gives D ratio E. So what ratio F ratio G will give? So we need to figure out the relation between these two terms, and we have to follow the same relation with this term. We know that A and B are having place value of 1 and 2, and D and E having a place value of 4 and 5. Right? We have a gap of 1. Right? Similarly, we'll make a gap of 1 here, and we know that 6 and 7 is a place value. If we give a gap of 1, that is 8, then we're going to get 9 and 10. And we know that what exactly the 9 and 10 are according to the alphabets, right? As per the alphabetical series, we know that. I hope this part is clear. So again, H will not be there, H will be missed, I and J will be the answer. So you can see that we have followed some certain relation here, that addition of 1 is there, or we can say we have already skipped 1. Similarly, EF, right, H will be replaced by I and J, right? So this thing will be done in this manner. So we are going to deal with these kind of questions further, right? So we are directly starting with the instruction part for the next 4 to 13 questions. For that, we'll read this. In letter analogy, the question pair as well as the answer pair consist of letters. You have to examine the question pair and find the relation between them and choose the answer pair that contains the same analogy or relation. So what exactly analogy here means? The relation as in the question pair. As I mentioned, it will be given. Let's say this is your question pair. You have to find the relation and implement the same in the answer, right? You have to follow this. And the direction for question number 4 to 13 is in front of you. In each of the following question, there are two terms to the left of the sign this. Like we are going to have two terms to the left of the sign this, which are related to each other in some way, right? Obtain the same relation between the term to the right side of this symbol from one of the 4 alternative under it, right? Again, the question will be same. You have this symbol. On the left side of symbol, you have two numbers. They are following some relation. You have to identify the relation, and after identifying the relation, you are supposed to follow the same, right? Right? Now, I'm directly starting with the question number 4. Here you have seen the question. So the method that we are going to follow here is to read the question and rewrite the question pair. We know that our question pair is EF ratio JK. I hope this part is clear. We know that E and F are as per the alphabetical series, right? 5 and 6, their place values. When it comes to JK, we know that We know that the place value of j and k is 10 and 11. Okay, you can see that we have jumped how many distances this time? From F, G, H, I, J, right? Which one? The fourth and fifth one we can say, right? We have did it plus 5. Okay, that is 7, 8, 9 and 10. After 6, including 6, total of 5 are there. Similarly, if we follow the same relation in the answer figure, that is no, we know that N and O is as per the alphabetical series. So, which of the given option out here is as per the alphabetical series? So, we know that C comes before D, not after D. So, our option A will be eliminated. G, H, I, as per the alphabetical series, it is G, H, I. So, G, I is not correct sequence. It will not be your answer. M, L, we know that M, N, L. This is the correct sequence, not M, L, right? Again, this will be eliminated. We know that P, Q, R, S, T, U. You can see T, U is as per the alphabetical series. So, option D will be your answer, right? I hope this question is understood by everyone. You can see it here as well. In this question, the pair E, F and J, K, the letters of the first term E and F are in natural alphabetical sequence. When we use the term natural alphabetical sequence, it means they are as per the alphabetical order. So, in the second term JK, the letter no also in the same natural alphabetical sequence. So, your answer will be in the same order. That is TU, that we have already figured out, right? I hope this question is clear to everyone now. Now, I am moving to the next question, where we are going to deal with some sort of different problem, right? Again, rewrite the thing given in the question. What is the question? F, G, ratio, L, M. Now figure out the relation between them. What is the relation? We know that F having a place value of 6, right? Right? We know that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, it means they are consecutive. H, G, G, H, I, J, K, L. How many? Plus 5 or plus 6, right? Plus 5, let's say, right? After G, we know H, I, J, K and L. It means plus 5, we are getting this, right? L, it means it is L and M are in consecutive, right? So, we are doing what? Plus 5. If we are following and if you are able to see all the options, what you are able to figure out? Which option is following the same sequence? Right? We can see that M, N, O, they are as per the alphabetical series. So, if we add 5 in O, it comes out to be P, Q, R, S, T. Yes, exactly, it is coming. T and U. So, we can see that there is a gap of plus 5, right? And here A is our answer. This is happened because we are able to identify our answer in the very first option itself, right? Now, we know that our A is answer. Why? We know the reason as well this time, right? You can write the relation like this as well. The relationship is that the letter are in the alphabetical order and 5 letters are skipped between them. We know that they are in the alphabetical order and 5 letters are skipped between them, right? I hope this part is clear, right? Now, I am moving to the next question, where we are going to deal with some different kind of questions, right? Here you can see, first write the question figure L, X, N, U, right? And given the ratio of N, Y, P, V. We all know that right? If we consider this, the ratio between L and N, that is L, M, N, it means it is plus 1, right? X, Y, plus 0. We can say plus 2 here and plus 1 here. L, M, N, it means the second number. X, Y, the plus 1. M, N, O, P, right? We are getting plus 2 again, right? And U, V, again plus 1. So what we are getting? We are getting plus 2, comma plus 1, comma plus 2, again plus 1. This is a sequence that we are getting. So if we write here itself, what we are going to get? Q, R, S. We are going to get S. T, U, direct, right? B, C, D. We'll do plus 2. R, S. Check this is your answer or not. S, U, D, S. S, U, D, S. C is your right answer. I hope you are able to identify the relation that we have discussed just now, right? I hope this question is clear to everyone, right? Now, what exactly we are doing here? What exactly? That is, first we are rewriting the question figure or the question statement that is given, and we are trying to figure out the relation between them. As soon as we are able to drive the relation between them, we'll follow the same in the question figure, right? And as soon as we implement it, we'll get close to our answer. I hope this part is also clear, right? The best thing to learn is to learn the concept. So every time I'm solving any question, I'm explaining you the concept behind this. This is the concept. You have to find the relation. You can write answer in this manner as well. Second term is obtained from the first term by moving its first and third letter by 2 steps. That is plus 2 that we follow, right? Forward. While the second and the fourth letter is plus 1, right? 1 step forward. So we have followed the same because we have followed the sequence of plus 2, plus 1, plus 2 and plus 1. I hope this part is clear, right? Our option C is answer. I hope there is no problem till here. Those who are watching this video, they must rewrite everything while watching this video, right? This will help you to retain for the longer period of time, right? Now, the next question. The procedure for the question will be, first we will rewrite the question figure. That is M, A, N, T, E, L, right? And if we rewrite it, what is the outcome that we are getting? That is N, A, M, L, E, T, right? We are getting this. So you can see, and what is the question figure that we have? That is V, A, N, I, T, Y. What is? Vanity, right? And here is what? Mantle. And we are getting what? This. So we need to check how this particular word is obtained from this mantle, right? So you can see that M is written here, N is written here, and A is exactly at the same position. Similarly, T is written here, L is written here, and E is written at the same position. So now we need to follow the same thing. V will be there, N will be there, A will be there, I will be there, Y will be there, and T will be there. So what we are getting? Here we are getting N, A, V, Y, T, I. We are getting this or not? What is this? N, A, V, Y. No. N, A, V, Y. No. N, A, V, Y, right? T, I. Yes. This is our option. Option B will be our answer. I hope you are able to understand the concept behind this particular question as well. I hope you get the point as well, right? Now, you can write the answer as well. The group of 3 letters is reversed. Nothing else, right? We already know how we have derived this relation. This is the relation, right? As soon as you are able to find the relation between the words, then there is no problem in finding the answer, right? I hope this part is clear. I hope the option number B, that is your answer, that is also clear, right? Now, we are directly moving to the next question, where we are going to discuss some other things, right? So the procedure for solving this question is again same. Write the question figure first. That is TUESDAY. This is the question. And how it is converted? It is converted like UFSCAY. X. I hope this part is clear. Now, what we need to figure out, how this thing can be converted, right? We will write it here itself. SQUAREE. Right? This is the number. This is the alphabet or letters or the word that we have to convert. And this is the relation. First, we need to figure out relation between them. You know that TU, we are doing plus 1 here. Okay. U to U, again 0. E, F, again plus 1, again 0. Right? What we are getting here? D to C, we are getting a minus 1 here, right? Okay, then 0. Right? X, Y, or Y to X, it means again minus 1. I hope you get this. So what we need to do? A plus 1, a 0, a plus 1, a 0, a minus 1, a 0, and a minus 1. Let's just do this part and let's find. After S, what we will get? Right? We will get a T, right? So we'll get a T. So we are getting T everywhere, right? Then Q. Then we need a Q. It means our option D is already eliminated, right? Okay. UV, right? It means we are getting right. A as well, we are getting still right everywhere. What we get before R, right? We know P, Q, R, S. It means we are going to get a Q here. So T, Q, V, A, Q. T, Q, V, A, Q. Only one option is there, right? And then E and T. This is our answer, which is our option number C. I hope you are able to understand this question, because in this question, what exactly we are doing? First, we are driving the relation. Then we are using the same relation in the question figure, that is square given here, right? And we are arranging and we are applying the same relation in that and getting our answer, right? So our answer here become option number C, which says that T, Q, V, A, Q, E, D. I hope you got this question as well. Those who are finding these questions very easy, it's good that you are aware of the things, right? But those who are finding it difficult, make sure to make a good note of it. Understand how we are approaching towards our answer. What are the procedures? What are the steps that we are following, right? For that, I hope this part is clear, right? Now, our next question, right? Again, answer number C is there. We are following the same thing that I have explained you, right? The sequence is this. This is already written, right? Now, your question number 9. What exactly the figure or answer can going to be here? So the first step is to rewrite it, right? A, E, Z ratio E, Y, I and Y. Now start thinking on this key. What is this relation is, right? How A and E is related, how E and I is related, or Z and Y. We know that Z is the last term and Y is before that, right? And we are seeing a X here as well, right? If we write this like this, I, O, X, it means last term is X, Y, Z. Before is W, right? So we need a W right here, right? A W is here. So we can see that W is here in the only option number D. Okay, this is one of the logic that through which we can find this, right? You can see A, E. We know the vowels A, E, I, O, U. Don't you think this is the exact sequence of vowel? So in the first we have A, E. In the second we have E, I. In third we have I, O. And the fourth we'll have O, U. O, U. I hope you got this. This is option number D as well. This is the best way to find the answer. First, rewrite the question by yourself and start imagining, right, what exactly the thing can be done here. We know that what I noticed, a Z is here, a Y is here, a X is here. We are going the reverse order. So in the reverse order, before X, what it will be? A W, because we know the W, X, Y, Z, this is the correct sequence. So we write a W here. As soon as we are able to find the W, we are able to get our answer, right? This is the basic method that we need to follow. We need to write the question, we need to find the relation, we need to implement the relation, we need to get our answer. This is the best method, right? Now, again the same thing, right, that I have explained. You can read it later, right, by pausing the video as well. Now we'll directly move to the next question. Your question says that ECF, okay, EDG and IEH. These are the questions that we are supposed to discuss, right? So again, I'll help you out with the process. ECF ratio EDG, okay, semicolons, double times, IEH, okay, semicolon. What we are going to get, right? What you can see here is every time we are getting a E, C, E, D, and then E, H, in a similar manner, what we are going to get here as well. So again, I left this particular question for you. Although I'm going to explain the answer with the second method, that is a written solution, right? Each item starts with a vowel which maintains the sequence of A, E, I, O, U as seen from the other items. After a vowel, two letters, of which two intervening consecutive letters are skipped, right? Such that C is there, D and E, then F, right? Then we use D, then E and F will be skipped, then G, and again F and G, then H, then G and H, right? So your answer will be G, H, and I. That is I'm really sorry. O, F, I, right? Your answer will be O, F, I. It will be starting with a vowel, then F, I, right? Not this. Starting with a vowel, starting with a vowel, starting with a vowel, starting with a vowel. So the answer must be starting with a vowel itself. These two options are already eliminated. Now what do you need? A Fi or a Fj? You need a Fi. I hope this part is also clear. I hope this question is clear. The procedure is clear till now because we have already solved 10 questions, right? Now I'm moving to the 11th question where we are going to deal with some different kind of questions. That is, procedure for the question will be same, will remain always same, right? C, G, E, I, a relation. How you can drive the relation? Okay, I'll tell you some possibilities how it can be done. We know that C, D, E, right? Plus 2 is here. Okay. G, H, I, a plus 2 is here. You can see we are getting a very easy relation. So what about F, J? F plus 2, what it will be? J plus 2, what it will be? What it will be? We know that E, F, G, H. We are going to get a H here, right? Plus 2 we are doing C, D, E. So what it going to be? E, F, G, H, and I. I will be there then. Okay. Okay. J, K, and L. Then answer will be M. I, J. We are getting right answer, right? Here we are getting right answer, right? This is something. 2 letters in the alphabetical series, 3 letters in the middle term of the following. Right? Right? The group or letter consists of 2 letters in alphabetical order. Skipped 3 letters immediately after the following. I hope this part is clear. I hope this part is clear. Option number D is clear. Right? Right? F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? After we have J, we have K. We are getting our answer directly. What we are skipping? We are skipping few letters from C, D, E, F. We are skipping 4 to 5 letters here as well, right? So what we are getting? A consecutive of E, F, G, J, K. So we are getting J, K as our answer. I hope this part is also clear, right? Now you have another question where you have to find the answer by yourself. What you can see here is a D, a F, a H, and a J is converted into L, N, P, R. If I look how much distance we are moving, after D we have E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, right? We are almost going what? From D we are getting E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. We are moving plus 8. F, right? After F what we are doing? G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N. Again we are doing a plus 8. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Again we are doing a plus 8. J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Again we are doing a plus 8. What I am doing? I am simply counting the place values and getting close to our answer. So this time we have given the second one, we need to find the first one. So we are giving the letter or the word which is on the downside, that is B, D, F, and H. Right. Now what we need to do? We need to find it by subtracting 8 from them. Right. Let us do one thing. If we are using it as T, so after D we know U, V, W, X, Y, Z, A, B. It means it is going to be T. It means option A and B is already eliminated. Now we left with this. Before D, we know that D is the fourth one. We are going to have D, then C, then B, then A, then Z, then Y, then X, and before X we are going to get W, right? Or before that we are going to get, we know that W, X, Y, Z, U, V. It's going to be V. So we are going to get our answer. That is this, option number B, right? As soon as we are finding V, right? I hope this part is clear, right? I hope this part is clear. All letters are on the second term moved by 8 steps backward to obtain the first term, right? What we are doing this time, we are moving backward by 8 steps. How much steps? 8 steps we are getting backward. I hope this part is clear. There is no problem with this part, right? Okay students, now few more questions on the basis of same pattern are there. Like I'm quickly following the same steps. First, write the question properly, that is DULC, right? That is converted into how much? EVMD. What is the procedure? D converted into E comes out to be +1. U converted into V, that is again +1. L, M +1. C, D +1. So G, X, O, F. We have to now get back. It means -1, -1, -1, -1 each. So before G, what comes? H, G, right? Before X, W, right? W, X. Before O, N, right? This is N, right? And before F, it is E. What is our answer? That is H, W, N, E. H, W, N, E. That is our option number C. I hope you are able to understand these questions till now. Till now we have discussed 13 questions of the same kind where we are finding the relation between the letters and we are using the same relation in the question part, right? Here we know that every step, every letter is moving a step ahead. Here when we already have the answer part, we need to find the question part, right? For that we need to get back by one step. This is it. That is it what we are doing here, right? You can read it here as well. Option A is your answer? No, right? Just rewrite it. Option C is your answer, right? Just a second. Okay, option C is your answer, not A. Okay, just correct it, right? So what exactly we are doing here is a subtraction of 1. So we know that how it is like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So before G we are having a F, that I understand. So it will be F, that is right. Rest everything will be same, right? I think the correct answer should be F, W, N, E, right? This should be your answer, not like this. Okay, just correct this as well, right? These all are wrong answers. Okay, now till now we have completed the letter analogy, right? Which one? The letter analogy, right? Now we are going to deal with the next part, that is word analogy. That is word analogy, in which certain words given and explaining something, you have to find the relation and implement the same in the answer part as well. I hope you guys are ready with this part as well, right? Now what we understand from the question first, I'll be explaining these things, right? We know that India Gate is a monument, right? Which is present in where? In Delhi. What is this? India Gate, which is present in Delhi. It means the second place is a location. Like this is a monument, right? This is what we are looking for. So first we need to look Okay, Taj Mahal, that is Rock Garden, I understand. New York and USA, right? So what exactly we need? We need a Agra in Taj Mahal? No. Taj Mahal is in Agra, right? Chandigarh is in Rock Garden? No. Rock Garden is in Chandigarh. Similarly, Albana is in New York or Chicago is in USA. So which is going to be your answer? This is a monument kind of thing. You know that Taj Mahal is also a monument, but their order is reversed. Same with Rock Garden, same with New York. New York is a place, and Albana is a monument kind of thing. Chicago is a place in USA. So option B should be your answer, right? Again, you can see here, right? We know that India Gate is in Delhi. Albany is in New York. This is a basic simple relation that anything like it is India Gate, it's present in Delhi. Similarly, this is present in New York. I hope this question is also clear, right? Now, question number 15th. Question number 15th. In this question, you know Punjab. Punjab is a state and Amritsar is a district. Amritsar is a district. If you all remember about Venn diagram, what it is? Punjab, Amritsar is inside Punjab. I hope this part is clear, right? So the first term will be bigger. The second term must completely lie in that. So Golden Temple, this is a Golden Temple. Is Amritsar is inside or outside? Definitely outside. This will not be your answer, right? Same. Moscow is in Russia. I do understand that Moscow is in Russia, but we need it in reverse order. Similarly, India, Asia. No, it will be Asia and India. Agra and Taj Mahal. Yes, this is Agra, this is Taj Mahal. So option D will be your answer. You need to check if this statement is written like this, it will be right. Russia on this side and Moscow on this side, again this will be right. Asia on this side, India on this side, again it is right. But it is a correctly matched order, that is Agra and Taj Mahal. I hope you find it well, right? So option D will be your answer here as well, right? This is option number D. I hope this part is also clear to everyone, right? Now I am moving to question number 16, for which we have a set of instruction that says that in each of the following question, two words indicating by first and mark it as correct, it will be second, right? Have been left out. Okay, the correct word to come in place of first is given in 4 of the alternative options against 1, and the correct word on the place of 2 will also given one of the 4 alternative option against 2 itself. Read the correct word is there is some relation between the two words to the left of the sign this, and the same relationship must be obtained between the two words that are on the right side of this particular symbol. The correct combination is given as one of the 4 alternative, that is A, B, C and D. Right, I hope till now you got this question. In this question we are going to have 2 missing values, 2 missing things, and we have to find them. Here is the question in front of you. This is first, this is a blank, this is also a blank. Something which melt, something which brighten, right? Here you can say liquid melt. No, liquid is already melt. Ice melt, okay, it can melt. Heat never. Freeze melt. You can see we are getting 2 relation. Either it will be ice that melt, right, or it will be freeze, which is opposite of melt, right? So option A and C will be eliminated, right? So option A is eliminated, that we know. Option C is eliminated, that we know. Now we know that either it can be a B or it can be a D, right? Now, bright, dull, opposite. It means either it is DP, okay, and B, light, brighten what? Light. Either BR, right? So again, bright is something which can be used in other context as well, not only always in case of light. So again, bright means something which is shining, and dull means which is not shining. Melt means which is converting into liquid. Freeze means which is converting into solid. They are 2 opposite things. So your D P will be your answer, as they are what? Antonyms, right? Right, they are antonym. It means opposite to each other, right? They are opposite to each other. I hope this part is also clear, right? Opposite to each other. I hope till question number 16 you all are clear, right? Now, option D is your answer. We have already discussed. There are antonyms, right? Now, direction for question number 17 and question number 18. Each of the following question, a group of three unrelated words is given. Choose a word from the given alternatives that belong to the same group. Now, this is going to be some words will be given to you, and you have to find the relation. Right? Again, you have the word that is marble, salt. Right? That is genus. Now, what you can think or what you can figure out of all, what is going to be the relation? Right? Think of it. A sandstone, a coal, a limestone, or quartzite. You can see they all are metamorphic rocks. They are rocks. So quartzites will be your answer. Right? This is option A. They all are metamorphic rocks. So now those students, those who are not aware of what exactly metamorphic rocks are, you will read this thing about in geography, right? So those who are facing problem with these kind of things, you can either read these things from the geography book itself, that what exactly metamorphic rocks are, what exactly sedimentary rocks are, what exactly igneous rocks are. These are the basic types of rocks that are formed from different physical and chemical processes, right? Now, here also, they all are metamorphic rocks. Hence, our answer will be option number A that we have marked. I hope this part is clear, right? Now, I am directly moving to the next part of this question. That is, again, now this is related to what? Biology, right? But as a student of class 10th, you must have read all these things. We know that pituitary is a gland which causes thyroid. Okay. Pancreas. Pancreas is happened in where? Liver, kidney, adrenal. Now, those who are student interested in biology a lot, they are able to answer it very well. So we know that how it is related. It is related to adrenal. Pancreas are related to adrenal. That is option number A, which is an endocrine gland. Now here we have two type of glands as well. The first is this only, that is endocrine gland. Then exocrine glands, right? So this is again a topic of biology, but what you need to know, you need to know the answer, right? You need to know the answers. I hope this part is also clear, right? I have explained you. If I am mentioning this thing, this is in bio, so go and read about both kind of glands so that it will be helpful for you while you are appearing in your exam, as soon as you have a wide range of knowledge, right? Now, I'm going to have some more set of instructions for both question number 19 and question number 20. 3 words in bold letter are given in each question which have something in common among themselves. Out of 4 given alternatives, choose the most appropriate description about these 3 letters. I hope this part is clear. Now you have to find the relation between them. Again, the first is what? Analecets. Okay. The second word is Zend Avesta. The third word is Oraha. Oraha, bas, right? So, what exactly these are? So, for the students, those who are not having good journal awareness, they find it a bit difficult, but they are not actually, right? What exactly they are then? So, those students, those who are good with their, I can say, knowledge part as well, they know about Quran, they know about Gita, they know about Bible, so they must have heard about these books as well. So they are nothing, they are some name of religious books. What are they? They are the name of some religious books. So for that, what you can do, you can just remember this question. You can remember these words as well, because maybe some students have never heard of all these words. But again, these are the what? Religious books. Name of religious books. Right. Now, question number 20. Right. What are they? His, hoot, trumpet. What are they? Right. They are sound made by certain creatures. Okay. They are joyous cries of a child. They are sound made by war instruments. They are term used to connect with underwater activities. What are they? Like his, this sound is made by one. So we can say that they are the sound made by some creatures, right? So answer number A will be there, right? Made by some creature, because we know snake made this sound, trumpet sound made by some other animal, some kind of insects. Hoot sound is also made by some animal, right? So they are, all animals will be considered as some creatures. So they are the sound made by some creatures. I hope this part is also clear, right? Option number A I have already marked, right? Now the last part of this chapter, that is analogy, that is number analogy. Till now we have discussed the basic relations of all the analogies. Then we have discussed about letter analogy. Then we have discussed about word analogy. And the last part of this chapter is number analogy. In this chapter, or in this part of this chapter, a number is given which is converted into some other number with some specific relation. So in this chapter also, we will follow a certain relation. First, we will drive the relation between both of these. As soon as you are able to drive the relation, you are able to implement the same in the question part and get to the answer, right? So as the procedure is same, I am directly skip to the question part after reading this particular instruction or the direction for question number 21, 22 and 23. In each of the following question, there are certain relation between two given numbers on one side of this, right, and one number on the other side of this, while the another number is said to be found the given alternative relation. You have to find the exact relation from them, right? So question number 21 is saying this number is converted into this number. So how this number will be converted with the same relation in which this number is converted? So our first step will be to follow or to rewrite the numbers. 7584, then output number is 4251. But you can figure out, if you look at very carefully, that there is a difference of what? 3, 3, 3 and 3. So if we subtract 4 times 3 from this number, what we will get? 4 minus 3 will be 1, 6 minus 3 will be 3, 7 minus 3 will be 4 and 3 minus 3 will be 0. So 1340. This is our option number B. Students, now you are finding all these questions very easy because we have already solved multiple questions which are quite complex. Before that, we have solved 20 questions related to analogy itself, right? So in this part as well, we are just dealing with the different segment or different kind of thing, that is numbers. Before that, we are dealing with alphabets, right? So I hope you find this question very easy. As soon as you redraw, right, as soon as you redraw this, you're able to drive the relation, because the basic difference of -3 is visible here, right? This part is visible. I'll just remove this part so that it become easy for you to understand, right? Okay, this is thing, right? Now I'll move to the next part. We know our option number B will be our answer. The relation is x minus 3333. Now the next question says like this. Here you have to drive the relation again. What is the exact relation between the numbers? So again, what we will do, first we will rewrite the number. This is 225 is to 757. What exactly this number is? This is 15 square. We know that. This is what? We know that 256 is 16 square. So what we will do? 16 square minus 1. We will get our 257. So whatever number is here, we'll add 1 in it, make it square minus 1. So we know that 289 is what? 17 square. So our answer will be 18 square minus 1. So 18 square we know 324 minus 324 will be 18 square, right? We have to check it again, right? We'll multiply it for you again. Right, what we are getting here? Okay, I think we are not getting the right answer here itself. So what it is going to be? We are going to be 6 here, and it's going to be 14, and then we will add this thing. We're going to have 64, right? What we are going to get? 364. I hope this part is also clear, right? So if we minus 1, we are going to get 363. You can see option is not matching here. It means there is a problem in options, right? Right? Or we can check it again. Okay, what we are making a mistake. This number is exactly 256 plus 1. It means it will be plus 1. It will be plus 1. So how will you get this part? Just a second. Right? Just to make this part clear, right? What we will do here? Okay. Now I'll make this question clear to you, right? It comes out to be 256 plus 1, that is 257, which is our answer. Again here it will be 18 square plus 1 comes out to be 324 plus 1, that is 325. So our option number D will be our answer. I hope this part is also clear. Sometimes you have to think more in order to get close to your answer. This time we are doing square. Sometimes you have to make cube as well, right? So option D will be answered. The relation that we are following is this, right? Okay. The next question, my friends. What is the question and how it is related, right? So you can see here very clearly that what exactly we are doing here, right? If I look at what kind of relation I am able to derive, that is 5 into 3 minus 3. This relation is there. If I use this as well, what is this? 30 into 3 plus 6, right? I'm getting this. Here what I'm getting, what I'm getting here as well, right? Plus 6 is here. 21 multiplied by 3 comes out to be 63, and minus 3 comes out to be 60, right? Multiplied by 3, uh, which gives us here what we are getting, plus 3, right? Okay, here we are getting plus 6, right? This multiplied by this plus 3 gives us 66. Okay, 19 multiplied by 3, what we get? We are going to get 58 plus 3, we are going to get 61. 11 multiplied by 3 plus 3, what we are going to get? 36. We are not getting like this. We are not getting answers like this, right? But the relation will be same. What we are getting? 3x plus 1. 3x plus 1. And this is followed by which? Option number B. 3x plus 3 is the only method that we are getting here, right? So option B satisfied this situation that we are following, right? This situation, right? Now we'll move to the last two questions of this chapter, where we are going to discuss with the last analogical problems. So, right, this is the first problem that is in front of us. So we need to figure out which word will come next, right? Which word will come next? Here, if I look all those numbers very carefully, what I'm able to figure out, right? You have to check them very carefully, right? So we can see that 9, 10, 11, 12. The sum of these numbers, the first number is 192, comes out to be 1 plus 9 plus 2 comes out to be 12. Okay. 282 comes out to be 2 plus 8 plus 2 comes out to be 12 again. Okay. Following both. 372 comes out to be what? That is 3 plus 7 plus 2 comes out to be 12 again. Now we need to find a number whose sum is 12, which that will become our answer. 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 3 comes out to be 12. Okay, this comes out to be 11. This comes out to be 11. And this also comes out to be 11. Only one is there. So option A will be our answer. So what we are doing, we are here adding all the place values, right? And we are getting close to our answer. As we need 12, these are following 12. So option A will be our answer. Here you can see in all the numbers, the sum of digit is 12 and the largest digit lies in the middle itself. These are the two concepts that we are following here in this question. I hope you don't find any problem in this, right? Now, given set, that is 8, 15 and 24, how these things are related to each other. We can see here. The first is 8, the second is 15, third is 24. What is the difference in between them? They are plus 7. Okay. And what is the difference between this? It is plus 9. So we can check if this relation follows or not. Okay, we are not sure with anything. Here, this is plus 7. Okay. And if we add 9 in this, what we are going to get 20. This is what? Plus 8. Not follows. Okay, this is plus 7. What about this? This is plus 11. Not following this. This is plus 7. Okay, we understand. This is plus 9 as well. This follows. We'll check for others as well. This will not follow because this is plus 12. So only option C is following the same thing that we are implemented here itself. So what we did, we rewrite the question. We'll drive the relation. We will implement the same in the options. So option C will be our answer. You can see here as well. Option number C. Right? What we are adding? Second number, then third number, then fourth number, right? Okay, we have last question of this chapter, that is again this. So for the last time, I'm explaining you the concept as well as the procedure again. First is to read the instructions. Second is to read the question well. What question says? 8, 3, 2. Now the third step is to write the question again. That is 8, 3 and 2 and drive the relation. What we know that the first term is 8. Second term is what? The first term is 8. Okay. Second term is what? Right? It's 3 square minus 1 is equals to 8. So we are getting the first term with the help of second term. Similarly, if we apply this, 2 square minus 1 comes out to be 3. So this is the answer, right? So what we need to implement? We need to implement all these things in these given options. Let's say A, this is the first part we implemented. So if we implement 5 square minus 1, what we are getting? We are getting it as 24. Not satisfying. Okay, option B, what says? 3 square minus 1 gives us what? 8. Okay, this particular thing is satisfied. Then 8 square minus 1 gives us 63. This is also satisfied, right? So option B is satisfying. I think directly this is your answer. You can see here as well, right? And the procedure is same, right? Right? I hope you got both the answers. So students, in this chapter, first of all, this chapter is divided into two parts. Those who are watching this video, you must remember that there is part 1 also present of the same chapter, right? That is analogy part 1, where I have explained every relation that is possible. Around 12 relation I have explained. In this particular part, we have discussed few things which are word analogy, letter analogy, as well as number analogy, where we are driving relation between the letters, the alphabets and the numbers. I hope everybody till here is very clear with the procedure, very clear with the concept, as well as how to approach for the solution, right? So as soon as you'll practice more about this chapter, you'll get to know more about things, because during the chapter we are facing problems, students are facing problems for dealing with the questions which are related to biology, questions which are related to geography, questions which are related to polity and some other things, because analogy can be from anywhere. Analogy questions can be from anywhere. So do it is history, polity, your geography, any other subject. Like we have a question from biology as well, right? So there is no limit to that. So make sure to practice more and more so that you are able to get to know, you are getting good hand-on practice with the question and able to retain more, right? So with this, I would like to end this chapter here itself. Those who want to practice can refer to the website. Over there we have a set of 60 questions for this chapter, where we have covered all type of questions which will be very easy for you to solve once you have watched this video. Okay, thank you students. Bye bye. See you in the next chapter. Bye bye.